So guys, this is part 4. I think I only have 2 parts uploaded as I'm making this. But so today, this is the part where everybody's been waiting for, the actual body of the violin. So this, I designed using a template from I found online, and the same website that I had the scroll on. I don't remember what it was. I think it was like makingtheviolin.com. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that in a YouTube video or not. But this is basically what I've designed off of the original violin. I created a spile here, which is still not perfect. I've spent like 4 hours just on this part, trying to make it look good. The space in here is the dark part, and the light part is actual wood. So the dark part I know is evenly spaced out. It's just this light part kind of wiggles around, getting thicker and less thick. And then you've got just like the normal body part here. And I added this little hook here for fun. And yeah, I'm gonna cut it out on my scroll saw, which is gonna be boring and very long time. And gonna take a very long time. I'm gonna also mark right where this line comes down here, because I need to put the end piece in here, and that's where the tail piece hooks on. And once I'm done cutting it, I'm gonna also need to mark it up here so that I know where the middle is, so I can connect the scroll. So yeah. Hope you enjoy. Oh, it's recording. Okay, so I'm happy with how this turned out. I think it looks like a cool electric violin. Now for the finish on this, I do want something red, because originally I was gonna do Purple Heart, and then that would have just needed something like linseed oil. But this is some cherry that the random guy gave me. And I kind of wanted this like a purplish reddish color. And since this is cherry, I think it would be good if it was, you know, red. Like a darker red. So once I mark up all these lines up here on the other side and on these edges, I'm gonna work on this part here, because I kind of want it like curved, like not really a circle, but kind of ovally. I can't really, but like I want these edges grounded down. I don't want it to be sharp. And then I kind of want these to stay sharp here. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I really, really wish I had a router. I'm gonna use this router bit on this violin. This is the only router bit that I have, and I'm gonna have to use it in my drill press. But the only reason I'm using this is because here it can cut a little groove that'll perfectly fit the shoulder rest. I don't have that on my other one, and I really want it. There's stuff on my camera. Yeah, so I'm gonna just sand it down, make all these edges even, because you can see they're kind of rough right now. And yeah, that's basically this part. I just need, yeah, and then stain it. Yeah, that's basically this part. And then I have to make the chin rest here, the end piece here, and I'm gonna hollow out the back portion here. Somehow I'm gonna have to do that, but I'll think about that later. But yeah, this is looking good. This will probably be another long, actually I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be a long time for me, this video. But so I basically have this cut out and done. So here, that kind of just didn't go so well. I mean, cutting it out was fine. It looks okay. I just wish there's some, I wish I had like a, what do you call them? The router bit that would smooth this out and create like a perfect inside. But sadly, I do not have that. So, and I also created a notch at the top. That's for my scroll to fit in. Now it's not perfect yet. It's a little bit loose up there, and this can wiggle. But as long as I have it in a certain way, propped up in a certain way, and I glue it in a certain way, it'll be fine, and it won't budge once it's done drying. So that's good there. This cherry is not as red as I thought either. I'm going to linseed oil just a piece to show you guys. Yeah, look at that. Get out of the shadow. That is not red. So I'm definitely gonna have to stain this to make it look much better. So I've been skipping steps again. I made a chin rest like pattern, I guess, from my normal violin, and I just kind of drew it out on this piece of paper. And now on this walnut board, I'm going to cut it out. And here you can see where at this little area, that's where this board will go all the way down, and then this area is when I cut it up in a curved way so that the tailpiece can fit underneath, and then here it will cut down. I'll have the end piece showing again like that. Stupid fly. A mosquito. Oh, I can't tell. It's going too fast. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this out, and then I'm gonna carve a little dish in here. That'll basically be this piece. Okay, I got that all cut out and glued on here. Or this thing, I got it all cut out. So I've just kind of drawn the basic shape here. That part goes up like that. This part cuts out and it goes down here and there. That's where it kind of, the points intersect. So I've been trying to cut it out on my scroll saw. The only problem is, when the scroll saw is at its lowest, you can't push it past a certain height. So I'm gonna have to figure out something for that. Okay, so here I've set up a makeshift, I guess you'd like, dust collector. It's set up to my shop vac. And what I've just been doing here is taking my Dremel and just kind of just cutting out all the wood, or sanding out the wood, because I'm using a sanding bit. Yeah, and so I kind of have a bowl shape here, and feels okay to the face. I'm just gonna smooth it out with my chisel first, and then I'm gonna take some sandpaper and probably put it on the tip of this chisel and just kind of like rub it in and sand it smooth. Okay, that's finished. I smoothed everything out, and if I line it up in the center, it fits pretty well. It's not perfectly centered, or it's not perfectly straight on here. As you can see, the violin comes down a little bit, but this is fine. So yeah, it's looking great. It's not really put on perfectly. The next step is to figure out no, it's actually not. The next step, I'm either gonna put these on here and then figure out the bridge, or figure out the bridge now and then put everything on. But I don't know when to paint this, because I don't have any materials to, because I want this like a darker red like I showed before, and it's like kind of a golden cherry. So it's not exactly what I want, But yeah, I'm gonna figure out something. This is very close to being finished, guys. So right here, a crack formed, and I put some glue on it, if you can see, and I'm holding it back together. Didn't go all the way through for some reason. There's no crack on this side, but yep, that's from the end piece I just put in. I just put a little dowel with like a, kind of like a, like a ball look on the end. Come on. You can kind of see that. And I wedged it in there so that it wouldn't come out. And then I also put wood glue in there, and it just kind of cracked it. But yeah, I've got this done. I'm going to put linseed oil on it very soon. And my scroll is still out here. And then my end piece or tail piece is in bridge. I also might as well do in this video just to get it over with. I'm probably gonna make it out of this leftover walnut. But I have to glue everything together before I need to measure the height of the bridge with the scroll and the tailpiece. Okay, so I made sure everything on here fits. I had some food, and I'm ready to attach the scroll and this. I actually think I'm gonna cover it in linseed oil first. I actually have to, before I get ahead of myself even, I have to sand this down, and then I'm gonna coat it in linseed oil. You already saw what that looks like on this wood. I kind of wanted to change my mind, and I was wanting a lighter color. As you can see, I had a greasy lunch and I was kind of touching it, or dinner, whatever. Yeah, it's very rough still, so I'm going to sand it down. Then what I'm gonna do for this, since I don't have any, like the normal stuff, like the metal things that you can tighten by screwing it on, I think I'm just gonna drill a little hole here and put a dowel here, smallest one I can find, and then just wood glue it all up, center it here, and then I'm gonna do the same for this over here. Make sure it's all lined up and centered, and I make sure it's what I want. So yeah, I'm gonna sand it and then glue things. Wow guys, so this is what it originally looked like, and now this is what it looked like. Or it looks like. Dang, the camera isn't really capturing what I'm exactly seeing. Just that, no, that doesn't really help. I don't know why yeah, but in person, this looks amazing. Maybe it's like this light. Can't close it right now, but in person, this looks amazing. I'm just gonna finish up the rest of this. I sanded this to 1000 grit, I believe. Wherever I put that sandpaper. I just had that lying around, and I wanted this to feel very, very smooth. So I did everything except for like in here, and in this groove area. But yeah, so I'm just gonna finish sanding this up, or more, not sanding this up, just putting the gloss on. Camera's kind of foggy. So I've been gluing this. It's probably been a half an hour for this part, and hopefully an hour for this part. Yeah, it's starting to hold itself. Shoot. It's not holding itself yet. That's crap. Well, now I'm missing my measuring piece. Oh, there it is. Okay. Make sure this distance is still the same. This isn't looking so I'll just explain what I did. So I got nails and I put them in between here and then I glued them and then I hammered them down and then I put this on here for this one. This one, I drilled a hole into this scroll part and I used the wrong size drill bit. It was a little bit too big, so that's probably one reason why it's so loose. But also the glue probably hasn't dried yet. But yeah, that kind of makes me sad that it's not ready yet. I may put another nail through, just coming on this side with the pre-drilled hole. So I know everything's going all good, but that may ruin this here and this length, or this height. Cause I have it set for the certain height that I like. My violin, which is that little mark on that dowel. And I just took that clamp off. I'm hoping that this doesn't fall anymore. I don't know. Better wait till tomorrow. Okay, so all I have left on this violin is the bridge. So that goes right about here. On this one, this distance is a little bit shorter than I would like. I did change out this end piece from the metal from part 1. This is a different type of metal that's more flexible. It's like a hanging wire. Come on, focus. But yeah, I'm gonna have to move the bridge just a little bit closer to the tailpiece than I would like, but it still gives me plenty of room for the strings. So yeah, this is looking great. I just need to make the bridge from, there it is, this piece of wood right here. I think that would work. Oh yeah, you can definitely see that would work. It's way bigger than this. So I'm just gonna cut it out in kind of a bridge shape and then just, you know, see how it goes. I'm not gonna really use a template on this. If I do need to, I can just lay it on my phone because there's a lot online. So yeah, I'm gonna just do that. I'm not sure this material is strong enough. It snaps pretty easily. And I can't snap it. But yep, there it goes. It snaps pretty easily this way along the grain. And it's pretty easy against the grain too. I'm gonna just look for some wood and do the same thing, cut it out, make sure it fits on my violin. And once it's all cut out, I'll show you guys. Okay, so I've decided to switch those other pegs out with some walnut ones. I just carved these in my scroll saw and I cut them down with my carving knife down there. And they're much better, much stickier, if you can hear that. Yeah, I'm just gonna recarve a bridge and it'll be done.